but you really don't know nothing about KRS-One. And if you don't know much about the author of the book you're reading, you really don't know much about the book.
You were homeless at one time.
Definitely. 7 years.
Yeah. So you proved that if you can dream, you can do it.
We're sitting right now in my living room, and although this wasn't exactly my turf to hang out, I used to hang out over there before they built that park. It was like just a bench. It was just a bunch of benches. Back then it closed at 3 and the cops would come by and they wouldn't shake you and wake you up. They'd hit you on the legs with their stick.
How did you get your break from park bench to rap star?
Well, it never really broke. We're sitting on a park bench now.
That word love is a very serious thing, and if you don't watch out, I tell you that.
Basically, we started a production company called Boogie Down Productions, a record label called B-Boy Records, which doesn't exist anymore. But the production company then went on. So here we are.
Mm-hmm. How'd you get into this music? How did that happen?
Well, I opened my refrigerator, it was empty, so. You know, no, in actuality, I'm a lover of poetry. I like poems, and I like to hear poems, so on. And when Fatback Band and Sugar Hill and all these people came out on vinyl, because, you know, rap was going on long before it came to vinyl. So when they got on vinyl with this poetic ghetto style of music, that's what fascinated me. And I said, well, this is where I need to go. Black people think, oh, white people this, oh, they got it too easy over there, oh, whitey this, whitey that, which is not true. White people think, oh, black people got it too easy, they can do this, they can do that, I got it, blah, blah, which is also not true. The key lies in education.
What do you mean when you say I'm rebellious? And that you must learn.
School doesn't teach humanity. School teaches technology, memory. That's what school teaches. I'd say it's good. There's a place for memory and there's a place for technology. But to become more civilized has to do with thinking like a human being. And the kids are denied that. Self-Destruction is a record that comes out of the Stop the Violence movement. The record Stop the Violence was created on my last album called By All Means Necessary. And what happened is it became such a, unanimous hit amongst colleges, amongst students in the ghetto and suburb, that we got all the rappers together to come out and do a song, just saying to the industry that rappers aren't about that yo man mentality that we're always being told we are about and we're always being shown we're about. So we got the hottest rappers together to do the record Self-Destruction, and it's geared towards black on black crime.
Today's topic, self-destruction.
Due to years and years and years of stereotypes, lies, miseducation, things like Christopher Columbus discovered America, things like the war that was just fought over in Iraq and Iran is over, things like that. We, at an organization called Human Education Against Lies, believe that these stereotypes and myths and not knowing people's cultures is what is making people fight and argue and kill one another. If I don't know your culture, I fail to know your achievements. I also fail to know who you are. I don't respect you, therefore I can kill you because you don't look like me. Everyone should know European history. Everyone should know African history, Asian history, etc., etc., etc. Many Africans believe that they are free because of a document called the Emancipation Procrastination. I'm sorry, the Emancipation Proclamation. Historical terminology. Many Africans believe that they are free because of that, when in fact this is another blatant lie, just as blatant as Christopher Columbus discovering America. This is even more blatant, because here Lincoln says he frees the slave. Common sense would ask this question: how can you free a slave? If you're gonna free someone, free that person. In other words, Lincoln did not go to a land called slaves and get slaves. He went to Africa and got Africans. Therefore, if you're freeing any slaves, the quote should read, I hereby free the African man and woman. It should not read, I free the slave. What he is saying ultimately is, I see you as a slave, you'll always be a slave, and I free you as a slave. Slave.
Human education against lies tries to open the eyes of humanity before it dies.
As we look around, they're getting lighting and stuff together. Let me tell you a little something about the whole Sex and Violence album. Interesting album. It got a song called Drug Dealers on it. Now, keep in mind, these titles are just titles that I'm splurting out right now. The song is called Drug Dealers. And it's interesting because it says that all drug dealers should organize their money. Of course, people want me to say drug dealers is bad and they're wicked and they're evil and don't sell drugs because you're bad. We ain't trying to hear that. We trying to hear organizing that money and opening up schools, hospitals, clothing stores, supermarkets, et cetera, just like everybody else did. Duck is just like a lyrical terrorism kind of vibe in which, you know, a lot of artists, or should I say kids that grow up nowadays, don't realize where most of the lyrics come from. The lyrics be coming from teachers like KRS-One. I'm out of here. Peace.